Okay, hi Ward.
Hi, Jason.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Virgins podcast. First time on
Whoop,
video.
whoop, whoop.
Oh my god. And I don't
Hey,
usually look like this, FYI. This is just for the
I
show.
was going to say, that's a nice wig you got there. And is that a pearl necklace?
This is a pearl necklace so I can clutch the pearls literally.
I
I don't even know what that means, but people say it. Clutch the pearls or something.
think it's what little old ladies get. Oh, my.
Oh my. Did you just say sex?
What's DICK?
What is. Oh my. Are you DTF? What? And Ward, you look like
Downtown,
downtown.
downtown Fort Lauderdale, yes.
Oh yeah, that's what it means. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh honey, yes, I'm DTF all the time, honey. You should
24/7.
have that for work.
I've been DTF since 1945.
Uh what
Jason, I feel bad.
what?
I was gonna say, I feel bad because we talked about wearing a wig and dressing up for this episode,
Yes.
but my Amazon wig didn't come on time. So what? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the angina thing. No wig, just
Oh,
like just a little
yes.
headband. So
Oh,
in honor of angina,
yes.
we'll do a little head thingy.
Okay. Does this mean you have HIV? I'm sorry.
It does not.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
Spoiler alert much, Jason.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. This is good for angina for coming out with that fact. But no,
Yes.
this is not my HIV headband. This
This
is
is just your drag.
that's my drag
You look
angina
beautiful.
appropriate.
Oh my god, that is just
Thank you.
stunning. Stunning.
Pull that out.
Wow.
That's something I feel like angina would wear, or in the spirit of something she would wear.
Yeah, it's like you just turned into a woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
Oh my, I don't have the pearls to clutch, but oh my, DTF.
Oh my god. So what are you drinking there, by the way, now that we can see you?
Oh no, no. Now we can see. Not COVID.
He doesn't have COVID.
This is Franzia, boxed wine for
Oh
Their
my,
Pinot Grigio is actually very drinkable.
I hear it's very expensive. You're living the high life, aren't you?
34 servings in one box.
And I know you can afford better, but you're keeping it real.
Keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You know what? I'm keeping it real like the first season of RuPaul. I feel like this is something
Yes.
they would serve on the first season.
That is so true. They would have been like, girls, you ready for your drink? Ready for a cocktail? And they're like, it's Francia. But we can't tell anyone.
Franzia.
Francia.
That's how we say it in.
Yes, in French. That makes me want to get a drink because I'm watching you drink. Even though here it's 1 p.m. in Tokyo. What time is it over there?
Oh, it's 8 p.m. here. Jason, you deserve a drink.
I think so too, but all I have is beer. So
It's just as good.
oh, just one.
I'm drinking Franzia. I'm not one to judge.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get this drink without showing off my midsection, because this is a crop top.
Let's see it. Let's have you.
No. Oh no.
Oh, you tease.
I have a tiny apartment. You can't see my butt right now, can you?
No, so walk a little bit to the right, then we can.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay. There we go.
Ooh.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Suntory Rich Malt. This show was partially sponsored by... No, it wasn't. We don't have any sponsors.
Not yet. Franzi, I'm looking at you.
Right? I'm looking at you, Suntory, which is actually a Tory spelling company founded by her great 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 grandfather in Japan. And since it was the land of the rising sun, they called it Suntory because Tory is an old family name that Tory. And that's a lie.
You just made that sound delicious.
Right? Who doesn't want to drink some Tory spelling family Japanese beer?
It's like the golden liquid from Tori Spelling herself.
It is. It's like drinking her hair.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, or were you talking about her piss? Because that doesn't sound.
I don't know which one Franzia. This Franzia tastes more like.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say hair, probably hair.
Oh, okay, okay. By the way, Ward, I know we're gonna start talking about RuPaul's Drag Race soon, but is that a ring on your finger, like a wedding ring? What is that?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, it is an engagement band.
You're engaged?
Yes, I am.
I guess you're not announcing that to everyone, but now you have.
I am announcing it to the whole wide world. Yeah. Well, I guess anyone on this YouTube channel.
Congratulations!
Thank you. We just got engaged Christmas Eve.
Oh my god, that's so exciting! Congrats!
But COVID, so who knows when the actual wedding's gonna happen.
Exactly. Well, I hope you'll invite me because I'd love to come. If COVID is allowing us to travel by then.
Let's go back to a happier time when COVID wasn't there.
Right.
And but you know who was?
Who?
The gang from RuPaul Drag Race.
Oh, speaking of whom,
it was starting to. Okay. This episode, the beginning, I feel like it was a little bit kind of low energy because I felt like people felt a little down because so many people have been eliminated.
True. Episode 3, season 1. Yep, they were kind of down because when they first come in, they're already like they're kind of reacting to the first or the last queen who was eliminated.
I feel like the first episode when they all started and everybody was there, that energy was just a little bit happier, lighter. People were optimistic, and now it's like, oh,
the drama.
We're in the thick of things.
Yeah, and the drama's really coming out too. I remember the beginning of this episode. They were really throwing some shade on what's her name? Wait.
Rebecca
Glasscock. Yeah, Rebecca Glasscock.
Glasscock, yes.
And in this episode, she got major shade, and she was portrayed as bitchy. And I think maybe she kind of is, but I don't know. It could be editing.
Well, okay. So here's the thing: they did a group criticism, which I always think is iffy and tricky, right? Because like actors don't really give each other notes, right?
Yeah,
that's a big boo-boo, right? No, like you're not gonna. If you're on a reality show, you don't give your fellow contestants notes, right? But they did.
Right. Oh yeah.
And the note I wrote down was Rebecca, not bitchy enough. That was the criticism.
Wait, is who was that? Chanel, or who told her that?
Someone bitchier than her.
Okay, but they didn't say that exactly, right? They said something else.
No, they said something else, but it was essentially they were like, hey, they were saying that they didn't see enough of her. Like they didn't see enough of Rebecca.
I remember.
They didn't see enough of the character. They were holding back and they didn't want to be hurt or whatever. And then, basically the gist of it was that she wasn't bitchy enough.
Right. Well, I think that turned out not to be true at all because in my opinion, as the episode went on, wow, did we see how bitchy she could be, or how maybe showboaty you would call it. She was because she managed to get a lot of attention in this episode, in
She
part
did.
because of how she reacted in that challenge. The
Hmm.
what was it? The Viva Glam something.
Eva Glam makeup, 30-minute glamour shot or whatever the
For
screen test basically.
HIV. Well, wow, that's a big concept, but they did it. That was their.
They did it right.
But yeah, she. I guess we can talk about that later. But she had quite a reaction to that.
Considering how poorly she did, and spoiler alert, she did poorly.
Yes,
Considering how poorly she did, she got a lot of attention,
she sure did. And
right?
considering that she looked like she had a black eye later that she inflicted on herself,
I
I was very
know.
surprised with the end result.
Yeah, it. We'll talk about it, but you were not a fan, right?
I was not a fan. No, she needed to
I,
go.
uh, I think that was a tough challenge for everyone. I was not a fan of several looks.
Well, yeah, me too. Even
Uh,
Jade, who I like, but I feel like her drag never looks like it's done. I mean, me on the other hand, I'm always 100% when I do drag. I look like a woman, like right now.
right.
Her, I feel she could do a little bit.
She needs to borrow your crop top.
Yes, yes, she could learn a few things from me, but I'm generous and humble, so I don't want to brag.
Well, she can't have my bandana,
No, no,
but
exactly. If she had a bandana, it would have made a world of difference.
exactly. I Okay. Let's talk about. Oh, I learned something new. Did you know Kiki meant drag queens having sex?
Oh my God! Wait, isn't it Kai Kai?
Oh,
Yeah, Kiki
this
is
is how I am a drag queen virgin. I mean,
right.
I'm a drag race virgin. Like
Kai Kai, but Kiki's
okay,
too.
okay.
But Kai Kai is the two drag queens.
Oh, that's why Kai Kai. Okay,
Kai Kai.
it's the sound they make. Kai Kai.
I guess where did that word come from? I was wondering. I have no idea.
Doesn't sound right. Yeah. Okay, I learned something new. The more you
Yeah,
know.
the more you grow an erection,
The more you grow. Hmm.
or not.
I wasn't well, or not, because this episode was not. It was not as sexy as I would have liked.
No, not so sexy. But
Mm-mm.
wasn't it
Even
RuPaul? See that I'm having beer burps. Wasn't it RuPaul who asked the girls the first challenge? I don't even know if it was a challenge, but RuPaul was like, "Okay, what would you guys say things to each other?" Right?
like the giving each other notes, criticizing each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
That might have been rude, just trying to stir up some drama. I mean, that definitely was rude, trying to stir up some drama,
Oh, and it did.
and it did.
And then the next challenge was they made up each other's faces, right?
Yes. What did you think about that?
I thought another good way to stir up some drama.
Yes.
I mean,
So it is not a team sport. Drag is not a team sport.
no.
And it's not about making someone else look good generally.
Oh,
I feel like that's not the overall vibe.
yeah. And you can make someone
So,
look mad.
yes.
Yeah.
So that is a cruel challenge for Rue to put them through. And I thought, you know what? I thought actually, so Nina Flowers won, and I thought she did look good.
Oh, I thought she looked good too. But I was a little confused on who was winning for what reason. Is it because she looked good or is it because she did the other person's makeup well? I don't
So she didn't win. So it was the person who did Nina
Oh, the person
Flowers.
who did her makeup. Oh,
Right. So it was Jade. Jade actually won
that's right.
that
She
challenge.
won. That's right. She won. It's funny that she won and then we find out what happened later.
Yeah, it doesn't mean very much.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert again.
True.
Oh, we're spoiling so many things.
We're spoiling it.
We're spoiling it. But you know what? I'm drinking Franzia that tastes like Tori Spelling's hair/piss. And
Yes. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well,
we're allowed to spoil a few things.
Well, yes, yes, like wine for the rest of my life. But
um,
yeah,
yes.
so that okay, Angina, when the makeup she did for Chanel, isn't that? I think that's who she did it for.
Chanel, yes.
What was up with the double eyebrows? I do not understand that. Unfinished, or was it on
I,
purpose?
I don't understand either because I don't remember ever seeing Angina with a double eyebrow on herself.
I don't think so.
I wonder if it was also other people throwing shade because it didn't look like that much of a double eyebrow.
Oh, maybe,
I
but
think, yeah, I was like, oh, well, it does look a little weird, but it was, I don't know, it wasn't that weird. It didn't look great. To be fair, it didn't look great.
it looks like a double eyebrow to me.
I, I might have like, I don't know, the screenshots were pretty fast, so I didn't get a good look at it. But I thought Chanel did a good job on Angina. I thought Angina looked okay. I thought she looked good.
Well, I think it's interesting that most of the makeup to me didn't work. I mean, it was okay, but it really didn't seem to work on the other person the way another person does their makeup. It just is like a different
No,
character, you know? Yeah.
I mean Rebecca looked like, oh God, she didn't look great.
But you know
I
what
mean,
I love?
she looked like Aaliyah, but not in a good way.
I love the shade of what is it? Like BB. BB did Rebecca? Rebecca?
Yes.
Yeah. And first of all, they weren't happy to be together. By the way, did the screen view just change for you?
No.
Oh, okay. I just changed it on my screen. I don't know how this is going to look on the recording, but we'll see. Anyway, so, but yeah, BB did Rebecca's makeup, and then Rebecca was like, "Oh, oh yeah, wait, I think I'm going to change it for the photo shoot." And BB's like, "I thought you said you liked it," and she's like, "Well, I like it, but I'm not going to use it for the photo shoot or something like that."
I think that's understandable. They all changed their looks for the photo shoot,
I agree. But
right?
BB looked like she was like, "Bitch."
I BB, don't be a BB, honey. Don't be offended. It was not your best work.
No.
I mean, she looked okay, but she looked like I can't put my finger on it. She didn't look great.
She didn't look like the usual
She didn't
glass.
look glamorous.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what she looked like?
What?
She looked like some lady who was working at the post office, like with that little shoulder pad suit. And I was like, oh,
Yes.
I could totally see a like post office USPS lady looking like that. No offense to USPS ladies, but I was just like, that's not a drag queen look. That's a office look.
Yes, yes. I agree. I agree.
So BB,
Good
dear,
point.
yeah, you know, it was just officey.
Yes, yes. But I also know like black makeup, white makeup, Asian different races have to do different things with their makeup, I think, than so that is
Yes,
also something to consider. The way you do makeup for darker tone versus a lighter tone.
that is a great point. Okay, so I don't know technically what ethnicity is Rebecca Glasscock, but when BB did her makeup, she looked like a black woman,
Yeah, that's a good point.
right? And I was like, oh. And then in her other like personas, she didn't look like a black woman,
Mm,
not exactly.
right, right.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
an interesting interpretation.
yeah. I think I'm sure makeup artists are familiar with all kinds of skin tones and how to do it, but maybe these drag queens are not because they may not do other people's makeup that much. I would guess they probably don't. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't obviously. Well, I mean, based on this challenge, I was like, oh, they don't.
Oh, I
Right?
just have to throw in here a side note. I did a show with Peaches Christ, the drag queen from San Francisco that we know and a lot of people know. But I actually was in Peaches Christ's makeup as her alter ego in sepia, I believe how you say it. You know that brownish tone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like I was supposed to be like the black and white or sepia version of Dorothy, Peaches Christ Dorothy, with the big, huge eyebrows and all. And she was the full color version. So I actually did this they did my makeup, her makeup on me. And I think we look like twins almost. It's, yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. But an example of someone doing my makeup in their style. But it worked because we have similar skin tones too.
Also, that queen could afford a professional makeup artist, so that was a
My
professional
God.
who worked on you, right? Right.
She has the money. I mean, actually, I don't know how much money she has, but she does produce big shows. And
He spent the money at least.
do you remember, Ward? Just another side note. We went to Disney World in Florida once, and we just happened to run into Peaches, like in Disney World, like randomly.
Oh, don't remind me of that trip. That trip, I had some issues with that trip. Not because of Peaches Christ. She's
Not
amazing.
Peaches. But there was
Peaches.
drama. Want to go into it? Let's talk about who that was bothering you so much.
Oh, you know what? You know what's next?
Yeah. Oh, back to the show. Okay.
Yeah, back to the show. You know what was next on the challenge list? It was the Viva Bam makeup 30-minute slot.
Oh, that's right. And
Glamour shot.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. It was time for the photo shoot, or actually, it was more like a what? I guess a promotional video that they were doing. Yeah.
So they were given 10 minutes to get 30 seconds of footage to promote Viva Bam, which was a makeup company that donated their proceeds to an AIDS foundation.
Right. And I just want to say, I have to say it's quite cruel to make them, well, okay, it is a competition, but 10 minutes to create a 30-second promotional video, that's it. That is a very short period of time. You know, like, I mean, to do everything. Wow.
Well, also, I think they had to write their own script, right?
Yes, without much direction. So I think it appears that there was some miscommunication about what exactly they wanted.
Yeah, one person definitely misunderstood what the challenge was. Yes.
A person who doesn't show their true self.
A person who has been told that they don't listen well.
Right. And then they listen and they're told not to listen so much, and then they don't listen so much and they're told to listen, and then they're called to, whatever. You know that story.
Yeah. So it's, well, spoiler alert, it was Chanel who completely missed the point of the, I mean, it sounds like she didn't know that she only had a 30-second slot.
Yeah.
And then she had 10 minutes to produce that 30 seconds.
And she just wanted to tell this story, which actually I think was great what she was sharing. It just didn't work for the thing they had in mind. I mean, it probably would have been a great story, but it just wasn't what RuPaul and the show had in mind.
You know what? It reminds me of when, like, you go to open mics and they tell you that you have 10 minutes. And you're like, oh, shoot, I wrote 20 minutes of stuff. And you just went on and on. They will literally shut the lights off on you.
Yeah.
And
okay, Joe, I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, I'm going to, yeah.
Mic off.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like writing a script, writing enough material for 10 minutes, it's not in everyone's wheelhouse. I mean, writing is not in everyone's wheelhouse.
No.
Some of these people reading wasn't in their wheelhouse when they did the last challenge.
Yes, that's so true. But they did a pretty good job. Even like,
I think so too.
Nina Flowers. First of all, she looks amazing as always. She has a fierce look.
I respect her presence. Like, she just has this presence where she powers through, and it looked good.
You know, she's a great example of how someone can adapt to a new culture. And I'm not comparing myself to her, but I just know how it feels living in Japan, being a foreigner. sometimes you just have to be courageous and bold, and you just have to power through it and do your best. Even though you know you have weaknesses and challenges with the language, I understand where she's coming from. She's like, I know English is a problem for me, but I'm just gonna get out there and do my best. And that's what you have to do.
I respect that. Wait, are you the Nina Flowers of Tokyo? Is that what you? Is that what they call you over there?
Oh, the flowers.
Are you the Nina Flowers of Tokyo?
Oh, yes. They call me. Wait. Nina Flowers. I'll be Suhana. Oh no, there's already like 50 Hanas in. Hana is Japanese for flower. There's so many Hanas in drag. Hana something. Hana. I don't know. I think there's a drag contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race that was called something Hana.
Oh, okay.
Later,
well,
not now. No.
We'll have to come up with something else.
Yeah.
I thought her hair looked like a rhinoceros horn. That's what I wrote down. It looked like, for that spot, it looked like a hairy rhinoceros horn. Right. It was coming straight out of her head, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, she did have, it was kind of like horns. You're right. It looked like braids twisted around and jutting out.
What glue does she use? That's some strong glue.
Isn't that amazing? Don't you just wonder how they pull some of these looks off? Because I don't know how. Maybe it was like just glue, like you said. I probably
it had to have been something. It didn't move one inch.
I know. How did you do that? Well, one thing I remember from my drag mother, well, I don't do drag regularly, but I did have a drag mother, and that was Peggy Legs, who unfortunately passed away last year. But she taught me, and this is not what I'm doing here, but you would super glue the heavy earrings on your ear, not even joking, really super glue them, and it would be painful to take them off, but they would never come off.
Ooh. Wait, what? How did Peggy pass away? I mean,
oh my God. To be honest, I don't remember what she died from, but she died last year. And Peaches and Heclina in San Francisco, they did a ceremony for her. Yeah, but unfortunately,
may she rest in peace.
Yeah, but they did it online. Yeah, may she rest in peace. So many drag queens have passed away. We were just talking about Kashada and Cookie Dough, who died in Puerto Vallarta, or when they were in Puerto
Vallarta.
In the same year that I was there, and you came to visit there too during that year. Like, oh God.
I met Kashada in person before she passed away.
Yes. She was very cool and very talented. It's not often you see a magician drag queen, and that's not too common.
Oh God, you don't think Peggy Legs, is that her name? Was that her name?
Yes.
You don't think she died of meningitis too, do you?
Oh God, I hope not. But
well, we mentioned this because both Kashada and Cookie Dough died the same year in Puerto Vallarta, within the same neighborhood, of meningitis.
Yes. It was really strange coincidence. I mean, I don't even know that many people who die of meningitis. And all respect to them, we're not trying to be rude to their memories or anything, but isn't it strange they both died of meningitis in Puerto Vallarta? And I happened to be there at the same time. And no, it wasn't my fault. I didn't get meningitis, I don't think. And I love them. I feel like people would be mad that we're talking about this.
Oh, no, we're speaking of them respectfully and in remembrance.
Yeah. But it does
you don't think anyone on...
like, why? So close together, same cause of death. Just really kind of weird.
Well, you know what? As we're finding out from Drag Race, the life of a drag queen can be a pretty rough and tumble one.
True. Unless you're RuPaul. But it was rough and tumble in the beginning. But RuPaul.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I feel like RuPaul was at the right place, right time, and also beautiful and very talented. But somehow got connected with the mainstream media, and most drag queens, I don't think any drag queen hardly had ever made that connection, and RuPaul did.
Right.
So that's what worked well for him, I think.
Well, I can't imagine it being easy being in drag in the 90s. I mean, this was the 2000s, and it was still, I was like, wow, this still looks pretty rough.
I know. Must have been really hard. I mean, at that time, it was still hard to be gay. I mean, Ellen came out, and that was a huge, big deal. I mean, this is during that time that RuPaul made it. So
Yeah.
it was not, this is like gay rights were really starting to expand more at that time. But you know, before that, there was famous drag queen, Divine. Do you know Divine? Are you familiar with Divine?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But Divine never got the attention and fame and, you know, mainstream recognition that RuPaul did.
Yeah.
Or this show did.
Divine was more like I guess you'd say cult figure.
Yeah, she was campy and she was, you know, she was a cult hit, and
yeah.
I think RuPaul's shade would be she was regional.
Well,
she was. I mean,
she was like international, but a certain kind of like artistic kind of people, maybe people who like John Waters, who. How do we keep talking about Peaches? We should get Peaches on the show. But sure. Peaches loves John Waters and their friends. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, what were we talking about? The show.
The episode. Well, that's right. We're talking about the challenge. So we talked. Okay, so Nina Flowers killed it. Yeah. I do have to say though, the language was an issue. I was like. It was very hard to understand what she was saying.
Yeah, language is an issue for sure. But
the presence was good, but I was like,
good presence. Yeah, I agree.
I was like, I don't think I understand half the stuff she said.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was okay with it. I was like, you know, the language is tough, but I give Nina Flowers a thumbs up on that challenge.
I agree, especially compared with the other people.
Yes. Oh my God, Rebecca.
Rebecca, she is
choked.
What?
She was choking.
She was. But okay, so if anyone watched the show, hopefully you watched it if you're listening to this. But she was getting emotional about the personal story she was telling about her friend with HIV who is dying. And I'm sorry, I just had a moment here. You may have realized this too. These days, we don't think of people with HIV as people who are dying. And I thought, wait, is this person really dying? Or is she just thinking that if you have HIV, you're going to die? Like, we don't think like that anymore because that's usually not the case.
Okay, I feel like, what year was this? This was 2006?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the time things started to change. Like in the 90s, people were dying. Like if you had HIV, it was kind of a death sentence. I think in 2004, 5, 6, things started to change, and it takes a while for people's.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a while for people's attitudes to change, and you know their perceptions to change.
Do you think? I guess we don't know, but do you think she was saying that because he has HIV, he's going to die or dying, or was he maybe having complications of HIV and he was actually dying? I guess we don't know.
We'll never know because Rebecca didn't get the story out. That was the problem. Right. Like she literally choked on stage, and I understand tapping into a raw and powerful emotion and getting that emotion as an inspiration to tell a story, right? But that's not what she did. She choked. She literally started crying and choked on stage.
Yeah, she did.
And she walked off the stage.
She walked off the stage. So not a professional. I mean, I understand being emotional, but
right.
Walking off the set, first of all, I felt that was disrespectful to RuPaul. She basically ignored him, walked right off.
And the camera people and the people who were
right working.
And you know, this is not a criticism, but it's observation that she's not even the one who has HIV.
That's true.
There's a contestant who has there's a contestant who came out about having HIV.
Oh my God. That is a great observation because she, who has it herself, didn't even mention it and did not fall apart. But the one who doesn't have it did. And I'm sure you remember BB. BB thinks almost 100% that she's faking it for one of two reasons. I can't remember her two reasons, but she's like, she's faking it, darling, and I'm never wrong about my heart or something like that.
Bibi might have been right. Bibi also really didn't like Rebecca.
Yeah, they did each other's makeup, and that was so just to egg them on.
Bibi was still a little miffed about the makeup.
She's like, why didn't she like my makeup? I do makeup better than anyone, darling.
I don't know about that, but
She does
speaking of Bibi,
very well, but yeah.
what did you think of Bibi's performance?
Well, for that commercial, I thought Bibi looked incredible, royal.
Yes.
To me, looks like a queen. You know, a real queen.
The look was spot on.
Yes, and she's very well spoken, but I don't feel like she just brought the kind of regal attitude, but I feel like she didn't bring any fun or life or spontaneity like the others did. So even though she looked amazing, I can't criticize too much because she did really well what she does. But I think she could have brought some, I don't know, something a little extra.
Yeah, I felt she was stiff. There was not a lot of movement, and the whole thing was just kind of still. Like, it would have been great if it were a photo shoot, I think. But for a video, that was tough.
Yeah.
I don't think they could have picked a good 30 seconds from that to make it into a video that's engaging. You know, like, basically she stood in place and talked.
She did. It was kind of like watching a reporter or like Oprah Winfrey or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Like she was there.
Oprah's more engaging.
Well, yeah, but you know those moments where you just stand. She has those moments too where she stands there and talks. But the other queens, they did a lot of well, not all of them, but a lot of them did some action, some movement shots, and I'm not sure that Bibi really shines in that department. Maybe that's why she didn't touch it.
Yeah, I don't think it's her thing too. And she didn't even use the beautiful models. That's my complaint about this show, like this episode not being sexy enough.
Yeah.
There were some gorgeous models, and most of them didn't make full use of them.
Oh, honey, I would have made full use. I would have had both hands on both at all times.
What lipstick? You don't need lipstick with you.
No, I was like, did you see those bulges? Those are some big dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Bibi didn't even have those gentlemen in frame.
No, she didn't.
So
she just wanted to do it by herself. Yeah.
That's a missed opportunity there.
I agree. Bibi doesn't. Okay, I may be wrong, but I don't think Bibi is good with sexuality.
Oh, you're right. That's a great observation.
Interacting with other men in a sexual way, I don't see that with her. Yeah.
She's more reserved.
Yeah.
And that's part of herself that I haven't seen on stage yet. Maybe we will.
Maybe. But she wants to be classy. That's her thing. I think she wants to keep it classy at all times. And that is something, but it is not. Well, it's fine. You
can be classy, but I also want to see classy with some trash. You know, you can be classy and trashy some days.
Speaking of classy, since we were talking about Oprah, when's the last time Oprah was grabbing a guy's dick? Never, I guess.
I guess never.
I don't. Okay, how about Diane Sawyer? No, never. Probably never. Barbara Walters.
Yeah, but okay, wait a minute. But these are reporters doing 2020 on network news. No, you don't do that on network news.
You're right. You're right.
If they came to P-Town or if they came to Puerto Vallarta and went to a drag show or went to a, show where dicks are around, flopping around, I don't know. I could see them grabbing one and like that.
I could too.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
So Bibi could have tried to explore some sexuality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angina did.
Oh yeah, Angina. She was very good. Maybe the best.
She did good. Yeah. I thought she did really good. Okay, I thought she was smiling too hard. That
Oh,
was the note I wrote down.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh my God, she's smiling really hard. And
I thought she was strong and felt fun. Um, but the thing about Angina, whose look you are replicating perfectly, Ward.
thank
Um,
you.
uh, she she does tend to look it like in this video like she's not a drag queen, like she's just a boy with makeup. And I'm not criticizing, especially in this day and era, because you can do whatever you want. But as far as RuPaul's Drag Race, I think she could have been more feminine.
Yeah, she definitely she was not glam. She wasn't glam in this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But she said she was the theme she was going for was you got to live life and you got to be fun,
Right.
which I thought was I don't know, that was a good theme to go on.
I liked it. And I do like Angina's general positivity. I don't see a lot of shade with her, although I think
Right.
she can do it, but she's generally pretty kind and positive, and I feel like it's authentic. I don't know, but it seems authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, last but not least, what did you think of Jade?
Okay. I thought she did a good job with like doing a lot of different things, dancing, moving, but her
I thought the
look,
movement was good. Yeah.
yeah, but her look could have been better, I think.
Is that the same look she used for the main stage, or was that a similar look?
Different look.
It was similar, a
The
different
look
look.
in the
Okay.
video was like, I think it was leather. It's all black and
Oh,
a
okay.
jacket and some pants or capris or something. But
See,
yeah,
I thought she was pretty conversational, and I liked that. I thought it was, I thought it was like Jenny from the Block kind of feel,
yeah. And she
right?
also showed a lot of confidence, despite the fact that she said she didn't feel confident a lot. I felt that she actually showed confidence in this one.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of underrated her on this challenge.
I agree with you. She actually did a better job than most people as far as really being showing a lot of diversity in what she can do. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, the main challenge.
The main challenge, which was what? What you mean the runway on the runway?
I mean, yeah, the main stage, final
Main
runway.
stage. Okay, bring back my girls.
I wrote down guest judges. I still don't know who any of these people are.
Me
I
either.
was like,
I don't know these people either.
oh, okay.
I remember one of them made a lesbian joke about angina. She's like
Right.
on the vagina on. She's like, I'm angina too. I don't know who she is.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Was she a lesbian model?
I don't know. We're at the
She was
level.
pretty, and she was.
Yeah, we're at the level of judges now where I could have been a judge on the show at this time. Probably.
Mhm.
That's how famous these people are.
And well, some of them did give fair criticism. I feel like the Angina lady did give some fair criticism.
Yes.
Santino was pretty rude.
It
in this
was
one.
brutal. I'm
He
like,
was.
oh, we're getting into reality show territory now.
Yeah. I feel like were those gentler, kinder times back in 2006?
Well, I don't think so because there was Simon Cowell, you know.
Oh, did that go all the way back to 2006?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't remember when it started, but American Idol was before that. Maybe like 2000, 2001. I can't remember exactly when it started. But we had Simon Cowell in the world in reality television. And people were familiar with like a rude or very blunt voice in the judges. Yeah,
Well, Santino certainly filled that role this
he
episode.
did. He did.
She called Rebecca's eye a raccoon eye.
I know, but kind of accurate.
Oh God. Well, no, because raccoon has two eyes like that. She only had one.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever the case, you could definitely. I would say the eye looked kind of cheap and like my lipstick right now. It was not professional.
So you're on the same page with that. You were not a fan of the look.
Did you like it?
I thought it was different. I mean, I thought it was different. It wasn't super glamorous. It wasn't super feminine, but I thought it was different enough where
Sorry, go ahead.
I thought it was different enough where it didn't look terrible. I felt it didn't look as bad as people made it out to seem.
Okay. Well, okay. I can see what you're saying. To me, she looked kind of like Dazzler, the superhero from Marvel Comics, in the comic book. But it wasn't.
I did
it
feel.
wasn't good.
No, it didn't pop, and it wasn't like a wow.
Yeah.
And also, I felt like her stage presence in that one, she felt the energy was a little off.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, actually, she kind of had a bitchy attitude to me. I'm like, but she says she's just shy, and that doesn't make her bitchy. But I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either. I think shyness and bitchiness they're
What
actually
is
two
it?
different words.
All your shy friends are actually bitches.
Yeah.
Okay, who else do we have? I don't
Phoebe
even remember
looked.
look. Do you remember Phoebe? I can't remember.
I do. She had that big Vogue hat thing going on, like that wide brimmed hat, and then underneath the hat, she took that off, and there was like a little sparkly skull cap thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but I don't remember that look well. But was it good?
It looked classy. I wrote down it looked like a very New York gay hat.
Yeah. Okay.
That was it. And she did a solid run through. So she was okay. I see why they didn't send her home.
Yeah.
Also, she had immunity, so they couldn't send her home.
Oh, right. They still had immunity back then because later immunity disappears. But, well, maybe not on this season, but in later seasons, yeah, they get rid of it. Spoiler, sorry.
Oh. I wrote down Angina is tiny.
She is tiny. And this outfit looked fabulous on her, although I think it's a little similar to the previous week, but it still looks good on her.
Yes, and it also makes her look tiny. I just felt like, she looks so tiny on that stage.
Yeah. She is tiny, but she can also walk. I like how she walks.
She looked good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with the positive reviews that she got.
Mm-mm. Hey, are you still there? I just had a
Manly.
Ward, can you repeat whatever you said? Because I just had a breakup. Okay.
Okay.
Not a boyfriend breakup, just a signal breakup.
Oh. Easy to recover from. I get it.
Much easier. Yes.
Okay, so Nina Flowers, people were not a fan of her look.
Oh
Or
yeah.
the main stage.
I thought it was okay. The bird feathers.
I thought it was okay too, but they said it was too manly.
I didn't actually feel manly. I can't say I loved it, but I didn't think manly until they mentioned it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I don't know why they hated it so much, but
Maybe the producers told them to.
oh yeah.
Clutch the pearls.
Well, they have to create some drama.
While you do anything that you're gonna do, I need to get one more beer. I know we're wrapping up here. I don't even know how long we've been talking because I can't see a timer.
Oh, I know. We've been talking for over an hour.
Oh shit!
I don't know how much. Yeah.
We have to wrap this up. But wait.
Yes, we have to wrap that up.
Okay, talk about something. please. Or like maybe the animal in your background that just appeared. I just saw an animal.
Where? How many beers have you had, Jason? Maybe
No,
you don't need that beer.
I'm not hallucinating.
Well, okay. I'll still talk about Nina's outfit. I thought it was kind of manly because it did show off her guns,
Yeah.
and it was not a bad look. I don't think back in the 2000s they were ready for that androgynous drag, like the bearded drag. So I feel like they were still too threatened by masculinity in drag.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like you want to cover up your Adam's apple. Well, nowadays, no, just show it.
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah. Are you watching or have you heard about the new season of Drag Race?
No, I'm like 10 seasons away.
I know. Okay. Well, I can't help it because I watch YouTube and stuff, and I see these things about it. Haven't watched it, but what I noticed is there's a lot more male energy in the drag. Whether it's more androgynous, or even there's a trans man who is a drag queen. So there's a lot more is allowed these days. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like pushing that envelope.
Yeah, I do too.
In fact, you can't watch it now because of COVID, but to give a plug to our old stomping grounds, San Francisco Moby Dick Bar, every Wednesday night, I want to say, or maybe it's Thursday night, on one of the weekday nights, they have a event where bearded ladies or the bearded drag queens read Chaucer or something like that.
Oh my God. That's so fabulous.
It is fun, yeah.
Yeah.
But those are bearded, hairy drag performers.
They in San Francisco and maybe many places now, the bearded drag queen is totally a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nina was just ahead of her time.
Yes. Speaking of beards, see, if I shaved, I probably look more womanly, but I don't want to shave, and this is why. And maybe other bearded drag queens feel the same way. Not that I'm a drag queen, but right now. Okay, so the beard as a man, a lot of other men like that look on me. If I shave it, I'm afraid I'll lose some of the sex appeal. So how do you do drag and keep your beard? I guess you become a bearded drag queen.
There you go. You figured out why did the ladies at Moby Dick do that. They didn't even like
the talk.
Yeah. It is Moby Dick after all.
It is Moby Dick. Oh my God, I won't go into details of the memories we've made at Moby Dick's.
Good times. But maybe another time. Okay, we got to wrap this up.
We do. Yes, we do. This is going way over. Okay.
Speaking of Vic, okay, so Jade, I thought she looked good on the main stage. She had like this Cher goth energy. She looked like Cher, like when she was young.
Oh, yeah. I thought she looked pretty good too. I mean, I don't have a problem. And then they asked to see her bulge. I'm like, wow.
Are they still implying that she has a big dick?
Yes, they are. Why did they ask to see when she wasn't even showing it? You know what I mean?
Full disclosure, I follow Jade on Instagram. And I was like, wait a minute, let me scroll through
this
that.
last time.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll have to do some more. I'll have to do some more investigating. But so they keep implying that Jade has a big dick.
Yes.
And I felt she looked pretty good on the main stage, but alas, they gave her some pretty brutal reviews.
Yes, they did. And maybe other people deserved more brutal reviews than her. But I do feel that Jade is not perfect, but she wasn't terrible.
I mean, who's perfect,
Yeah. Well, Nina.
Oh. Yeah, she is. She's
and Chanel,
a bitch.
God. Chanel looked pretty damn good, even though her juggling was pretty corny.
She held that in her back pocket for 4 episodes, and she finally brought that out.
Yes, she did. She's like, when can I do the juggling thing? And when can I do the card trick? And when can I pop ping pong balls out of my vagina? Wait, I don't think she has.
I don't think that's. She might. I think RuPaul would kick her off the show before she does that.
Okay, yeah, but she looked good, I thought. What do you think?
I thought she looked good too. I thought her energy was a little nervous this episode, and I felt like that's maybe why she brought out the juggling. She was like, okay, I'm gonna give it all. I'm gonna give it my all.
She thought she was gonna get eliminated, it sounded like, but she didn't. Spoiler.
She didn't, which
right.
I kind of agree with that. I agree with that decision.
Oh, I agree too. She was strong enough to stay for sure.
So at the end, it was between Jade and Rebecca. And I feel like they made the wrong choice.
I do too. Because Rebecca failed in pretty much everything on this episode. And Jade did pretty well. Not perfect, but she did pretty well. And she won that first challenge. But yet,
she won that first challenge.
Freaking lost. She was eliminated.
Okay, she is a really good dancer. Jade is a good dancer. Like when they did the lip sync contest, I mean, I don't know about the lip syncing part, but the dancing Jade was way better.
I know. So why did this is I think a controversy in RuPaul's Drag Race history, is why he picked her over Jade. And I think that part of that was RuPaul's idea, or at least the producers of the show idea, that a drag queen should be beautiful and look like a woman. And because Rebecca Glasscock was prettier, that's the only reason she stayed. Maybe.
Well, maybe. I still don't agree with that decision. I felt like Rebecca's performance was pretty weak in this episode.
I agree. Jade should have stayed. I don't know why they picked it this way. And I think it was Chanel who said on the show too that it should not have been Jade that went home.
Well, Rebecca has another episode to prove herself.
She does, and I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait.
We can wait. We'll just have to wait.
We will wait.
2 weeks, because we're a bi-weekly show, Jason.
That's right. Supposedly bi-weekly. Have we been keeping up with a bi-weekly schedule?
We have. Oh my God. We've been doing pretty good.
Yes. This is episode 4. Woo!
Whoop, whoop. Well, okay. Well, this episode it's kind of like a mid-season hump. I feel like this was not the highest energy episode.
No, it wasn't. But the drama kept me in there.
The drama continues, and we'll see if Rebecca Glasscock gets kicked out because of her shenanigans, or if she actually, performs to the expectations.
Yes, we will. And so, anything else you want to say about the episode? I think I'm good.
I'm good. How many
dicks?
How many
dildos?
How many dicks? Yes. How many? I'll give it. What are we doing? A 10 out of 10?
I think it's 10. Yeah.
I'll give this 6 AIDS charity lipsticks out of 10. This was not my favorite episode.
Okay. I'm going to give it 8 charity lipsticks because I actually liked the drama and the falling apart that happened.
You always were a sucker for tragedies.
I am quite a sucker for tragedy.
It was, you know what? It took my mind off of COVID. So that's a win.
That's good.
Okay.
It's, I would say, great multitasking episode.
Exactly.
Watch it halfway while you do stuff on your laptop. But okay, so anything you want to plug this week or this bi-week?
Yeah, I want to give a plug to our local theaters. They are, this is January, end of January 2021. And we're still, a lot of cities are in lockdown. California, the entire state is on a stay-at-home shelter-in-place order. So I want to give a shout out to our theaters. Check some of them, like the Improv Theater by my house, Finest City Improv. I've been on their stage before. I want to say that they're doing some wonderful online workshops and online events. And to my old homes, Leela Theater in San Francisco and All Out Comedy Theater in Oakland, California. They're also doing online events. So please check them out and keep live theater alive so they can come back when COVID is over.
Amen. Okay.
How about you?
Well, I like your plug because it's very generous, and I'm just gonna take a different approach and talk about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have a YouTube channel. That's my big thing right now that I'm really working hard on. So please check that out. You can Google Jason Brock YouTube, or my YouTube name is Jason Broccoli, like the vegetable, Broccoli, all one word. And that's also my Instagram and Twitter. So follow me and check me out. I'm trying to get my YouTube bigger, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube from RuPaul's Drag Race Virgins.
Whoop whoop.
This is going to be, well, it's our first video ever that we did for this podcast. So
I will bring a wig for the next one. I'm sorry, Jason.
Well, I'm not sure if I should do wigs every time. I wasn't planning on it till you said wig, and now I feel like I set a precedent for myself.
Well, we'll just go by ear, see how we feel.
Wait, watch this. Ah!
Ah!
But I'll keep singing like Chanel when her wig fell off. Anyway.
Yes, the show must go on.
Now I look like a true lesbian, don't I?
I was not gonna say anything, but
well, after
you look like that. You look like that judge 20 years later. Oh no.
Oh my God! I wish I had a vagina in my face right now.
I don't know. I'm starting to throw shade after watching a few episodes of RuPaul.
Maybe this is bad for you, Ward. You might become a worse person for watching this show.
I'll keep watching, Jason.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
good night, everyone. See you next time.
Yeah, good night. See you next time. And you can see us now. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
You